I'm really happy with how my slate is going. 4 years and counting. Adam Savage here in my cave, and I am making some eye mechanisms here in the cave. These eye mechanisms are for a animatronic puppet that I am working on with a couple of collaborators. One of them being a young man named Matt Winchell. And he has sent me some designs to replicate 3 pieces for each eye. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. 3 drawings, 4 pieces for each eye. And this is simply me, like the olden days, just executing a drawing as it is. So the lids of this eye that are this part, there it is in 3 dimensions. The lids are identical. There's 2 of them for each eye, but they're the same part replicated. So I need 4 of these. It is slightly under 1 inch in the outer diameter. So I have some 1-inch aluminum here that I'm going to core out with one of these, my annular cutters, to get me my rough shape. Then I'm going to drill some holes in the outside edges, and then I'm going to make a little jig and finish it up. This job, this specific execution, is going to take me a couple of days to execute, and it's also going to mean some fixtures. Fixtures are when you machine something just for the purpose of machining another thing. It's a whole different school of machining because you're like spending time making stuff you will never need except for making the thing you're about to make. It's kind of a fascinating mental frame. So yeah, we're gonna turn some parts. We're just gonna do some relaxing machining right now. So let's So this is the kind of stock that eBay is packed with that is really, really good for you as a maker. If you're like feeling you want an endorphin rush of building up the stock in your shop, go look for some non-standard sizes of thick wall aluminum tubing. This saves me so much time. I don't have to bore out an 1.5 inch hole out of a bunch of aluminum and lose all that stock. I've got exactly what I need. And that's just from a studied program of me every few months going on eBay and being like, oh, a 2-foot piece of 2.5 inch OD, 1.5 inch ID. Totally, I need that. And here it is. This is a registration rig that will hold these eyelids flush with the back in the vise up against this stop, and that way I can cut off these two tops and make sure they're exactly right. So we are going to use that as a sacrifice. All right. So first I want to cut off the tops of all of these, right? Yes. Yes, I do. So let us out. In. In. Oh, wait a second. No, that's how I want to do it. Is it how I want to do it? Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave with a continuation. And that continuation is dealing with some animatronic parts, specifically these eyelid brackets and veils. So this is a bracket that sits behind the eyeball, this part here, and it holds in orientation these two half circles that can move like this, and they will end up being the eyelids. And today I am making the eyelids. Now these are vacuum formed, and Matt Winchell, who gave me these files, sent me some wonderful STLs for the bucks. And so what you can see is I'm gonna vacuum form over this and then separate it in two halves. And those halves will attach to these veils here. Some screws there. And once, and that will allow these plastic veils I'm making, these plastic shrouds that I'm making, to guide the rubber of the animatronic so that it can blink. What am I going to use for my plastic? Standard is like styrene, PETG. I've got some Kydex I wanted to try because it's super, super durable. Kydex is a thermoplastic, like styrene. So thermoplastics are simply plastics that get soft when you heat them. Bakelite is not a thermoplastic because when it sets chemically, it is a chemical process, not a heat process. So thermoplastics are PET, PETG, ABS, styrene, acrylic, polycarbonate, and Kydex. Now the thing about styrene, the reason it's a fabulous vacuum formable plastic is it gets nice and soft, and it gets very pliable. Kydex also gets pliable, but I think I've already even covered this in a video about vacuum forming, but I just wanted to talk about it again here. With styrene, the moment you get it warm and it starts to droop, you're very close to like it melting. Like the moment it's soft, you could pull it and stretch it. So this window of workability is very short. Whereas Kydex, you can get it soft and it still resists you a lot, which makes it great for hand forming. And people make holsters out of this for pistols and other firearms because you can heat it up in a toaster oven at a low heat, and with gloves, you can work it around a form. It's like fantastic stuff. So I was thinking it would make like the most durable eyelids ever, and I'm gonna try it out in my little dental vacuum former here. Great, so I think we can get, we're gonna do two at once? No, we're gonna, So I had this piece of scrap material, but it has the exact internal diameter as these. So after I form, I'm gonna hit down like that and try and get a little bit better adhesion. And I'm gonna try and do two at once because I'm greedy. This might not work at all. No, total garbage. I was too optimistic. So pop that. Oh wait, actually first, pop that in, close that down, bring that up, in, and across. Now it's all gonna happen pretty quickly. Yeah, see it's heating up in there. Because I'm using this as a helper for the crispness of that edge right there, I don't have to let the plastic get super crazy stuff. Here we go. Oh yeah! Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So again, I just ran this underwater so it doesn't get too hot. You don't want your buck to start to deteriorate. So we'll do another one. Here we go. Clamp, in, up, in, across. And then we don't have to. Okay. As it's heating up, it'll stop making noise. Or it'll make, oh, whoops, turn the heat on. Sorry. Ambient heat just from, now you, it stops making noise. Getting softer. Getting softer. Softer even. All right. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! When getting forms out from vacuum form, it's just a lot of gentle pressure is what it is. Okay, so I only need 2. I have 5. That should be enough. Let's turn all this off and I can pop this and send this guy away. I'm just doing a rough cut here. I don't love that one. All right, I think I know how to do this. The eyeball in this case will not look exactly like this, but this is roughly right? This is roughly how it will work. This shroud will be cut in half, each half attached to each half attached to one of the 2 eyelid veils, and then they can close over the eye as needed. Now, they've also asked that I create some lobes, and that's because the eyeball we're going around is not round. It is not perfectly spherical. It has a corneal bulge. And so the eyelid, when it goes over it, needs to be able to kind of accommodate the corneal bulge mechanically. And the way they do that is the way I'm going to cut this. So I'm actually going to set this up on the mill and make a slotting operation, and you'll see how this goes. Away. The styrene I used was way lacking in cohesion. After forming, it was 0.10 of an inch thick. That's a little too flippy floppy. A little too flippy floppy. So I'm gonna try Kydex again. Let's just see what we can do. I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very happy. Wash it off. Yeah. That's the shizzle. So we'll do one more. This time I used a helper for the outside as well as a helper for the inside, and that turned out to be the treat. Okay. So that's perfect. Now so this is perfect. Now what I need to do is slice it up the middle here to separate it into each of the lids, and then give those some lobes so they can get out of the way. Get out of the way! I may do the slices first. Let's see. All right, so I'm trying something I haven't done before. Here's the bandsaw. Here is the eyeball. It is centered on its mold. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a slice, and then I'm going to add a spacer of a 1/4 inch, make a second slice, and continue to do that. And that will allow me to make 1/4 inch wide cuts. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think I need to make a little bit farther in. That. Oh, I got a little crazy glue in there. Hold on. All right, so I've got the 2 shrouds, see that? And now I'm gonna cut right up the middle here. And for the most part, I think I can do this by hand, practically. Yep, that's exactly what I'm hoping for. Little bit of movement there, but nice structural cohesion. And I think I've got it. Great, I like that. I like them both. They may, so here's how the eyelets work. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now, these may need to be shortened, but I can let those guys cut them as needed. Right? They can trim that back as needed. So I'm just gonna get to the other one here. There they are. The two shrouds. So there we go. The mechanical parts here are ready for Matt to take them and mod as he needs. We now have the ability, right? This moves just a little bit out of the way, allows the lids to cover the corneal bulge. If this needs to be cut away a little more, they can do that in situ. These are all held on with little 256 screws. And this design comes from a legacy effects engineer named Dave Penicus. P-E-N-I-K-A-S. Penicus. His original design is the inspiration for this, the mechanics. Matt Winchell sent me some CAD files that I turned into these. And yeah, there'll be more videos coming up over the next, literally probably year on this project. But blink, 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 blink. See you guys next time. This looks really cool. Thank you for watching that video. Are you as sick of the tosses to membership as I am? Good, because here's a brand new one that I recorded today, and it's nice and short. There are 3 tiers to Tested membership, and they all offer awesome stuff. Find out about it by clicking the join link below. We'll see you there.